I'm back. I know I've been gone, but I'm back. Hi peoples, welcome to my channel, Bernie Playing with Makeup. My name is Bernadette. All my friends and subscribers call me Bernie. So if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn the notification bell, that way you will be notified every time I upload new videos just like this. Guys, I know it has for real been a minute since I sat down and filmed, and we're gonna talk about the reason why. What we're also going to be doing is reviewing this foundation here. This is the Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation. So this foundation is a foundation that Dior already had, but they did reformulate it. This comes in a more dewy, glowy form, as well as a matte version. Now, if you're not new to my channel, you know that me and matte foundations, whilst I do wear matte foundations on occasion, matte foundations really aren't my preference. So that's the reason why I'm going to be reviewing the Skin Glow version. Now, I did own this foundation before, but I never wore it. So here's the original version of this foundation right here. I purchased this foundation when it first launched. That was the story within itself. So I'm gonna prime using this primer right here. This is the Benefit, the Porefessional Primer, and this is in the hydrating version. This comes in two forms. Now, as I was saying about my experience with the Dior foundation when it first launched, why I never put it on. So, you know, always trying to be slick, I got swing. We was in the States and it kind of got cool, if I remember correctly, so I needed something warm to put on. So I was like, babe, I need to run inside Macy's to get me a something warm to put on. So I passed the counter. I never noticed this primer had such a strong smell. So as I was saying, so no, I'm trying to find the warm-up suit that I went to go and purchase, and then I passed across the Macy's, the makeup counter, and I saw Dior, and I know that the foundation had just launched, so I wanted to get it. So I let homeboy swatch me and shade match me. And when I got home, that's when I noticed that this fool gave me 7N. It says 7N, but it is red. This is not neutral, this is a red, and this has a really red undertone, so I never used it. And I don't know why I never parted ways with it, but anyhow, that's not what we're here to talk about. Know what y'all really want to know is where I've been. Before we get into that, I'm gonna put a little bit more eye cream under my eyes. Under my eyes have been really dry lately. As you know, I have been MIA. I want to say my last upload was back in September, and that wasn't a video I filmed in September. That was a video I filmed last spring or summer. Guys, I have really been going through it. Crohn's has been on a warpath, okay? Crohn's has been like, yeah, you can sit down and you can lay down, and when you get tired of sitting down and laying down at home, you're gonna sit down and lay down at the hospital. And when I get tired of just doing that, you're gonna have surgery. And when I get tired of just doing that, Omarion is gonna visit you. Yes, people, as careful as we tried to be, Omarion came. Omarion paid me a visit, but thankfully it was mild. Like, our worst fear was that I was gonna get really sick and have complications from it, but I am fully vaccinated. So besides fatigue, sleepiness, fever, I did pretty well. Now, trying to get back inside my studio, that's been a whole different ball game. I just haven't had the energy that I need to be able to sit down. Like right now, to try and film this video, I've taken pain medication and pain killers so that I can get through this video. Because I noticed that these brands I've been watching. These brands have been dropping foundations for 2022, left, right, center, and every which way. I will not be reviewing all of them. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm gonna review a few of them, and then what I'll do is put up a poll on this video, starting off with, and put up 3 foundations and let you guys see which one you really want to see. I just don't see the point, to be honest. I know, like, okay, if you're on YouTube is what you're supposed to be doing, but honestly I just feel like it's overkill. And these foundations have been coming out since January, so I know you guys have seen most of them already, but you haven't seen them on moi, but it has been like overkill. The shade that I have this in is what I have 6W, which the W is for warm. I do have a warm golden undertone. This foundation does retail for $52. It has 42 shades, and as I said, there is a matte version to it, so it depends on what your preference is. The shade range is decent, but it's confusing looking on Dior's website, the way that they have it laid out. I may insert a picture right here so you can see. I was happy to see that for this foundation, Dior does have shades for people who have warm skin tone. Because I noticed Dior, they seem to think all dark skin people, that all of our skin tone is neutral or red. Well, maybe they got the memo that it's not. Now, I haven't swatched this. This is gonna be my first time using a Dior foundation. Just before I got sick, I did get the Dior Forever Skin, I think it's called, foundation. And then I got sick and I wound up never filming it or even using it. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with 2 products. I didn't see a lot of reviews by people of color, especially my skin tone, reviewing this foundation. And I want to know why, like, what's good? What? Tell me what's going on. So I don't know, it could be the price, because it is $52. No, it's not that much different from the other ones, right? I don't know why, but that intrigued me to start my reviewing off with this particular foundation, just because it is not hyped up. And I tend to like stuff that aren't hyped up, so yeah. All right, whilst I'm doing this video, I'm also going to be reviewing some natural hair brushes I got from rèphr brushes. They were really sweet, and over the holiday season they did send me most of the brushes that they had, so I'm good. I played with these brushes already. I'm going to be using them and giving you my feedback on them as I go. But to do my foundation, I'm gonna try this Wayne Goss brush. This is from Wayne Goss Holiday Brush. I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of the short handle brushes. I'm really not, but this is a pretty wide brush, so I figure it's gonna cover a lot of territory. Let's see how, okay, the shade looks like it's my shade. Now, I did prep my skin normal, so let's see. And another thing what I want to see with this particular foundation is I'm trying to look for foundation that is more geared toward people with, you know, skin is a little bit more mature. It's been so long that I actually had a couple birthdays and I'm now over 40. Yeah, that's how long it's been. So let's go. I'm just gonna stipple this in. This brush feels nice and soft. So initial first impression on this is Dior. I don't see the glow. I don't see the glow. Do you? The coverage is going to be really light. I can tell that already. Well, let's see what Dior said before I tell you what I say. How Dior described it. Dior Forever Skin Glow is described as a radiant foundation by Dior that gives high perfection to the complexion with 24-hour wear. You know how I feel about these 24-hour wear creams. Its formula is composed of 86% skincare base that enables this fluid foundation to intensely hydrate the skin and also to let it breathe, making it last even longer. All right, so we ain't doing no 24-hour wear test. It is currently 1:17. I'm gonna try to do, this is what I hate with natural hair brushes. They always shed, no matter how much times I wash them before I try to use them. I'm going to try to do a wear test, but that is contingent on how I feel after sitting down here for a minute. But I would like to do a wear test. It's 1 o'clock, so we have time to do a wear test. Unless Crohn's start to get jealous. Y'all know she's doing. So yeah, guys, I have wanted to film. In fact, I did film some content, but I don't know how I feel about the content that I film. I may end up releasing some of them. Sometimes when I film on first review of the footage, I dislike the footage, and then when I go back and look at the footage, I will find that I like the footage, so I go through with uploading it. But if I don't like it at all on second, third, or fourth review, then that's just gonna go. It's a very, very, very pretty foundation, and I'm starting to see the radiance. It does have a light fragrance, nothing crazy. Just thought I would mention that it has a light fragrance. So if you're sensitive, if you have sensitive skin or you're sensitive to fragrance, just keep that in mind. And the shade match is spot on, but the coverage is light. As you can see, we can definitely see hyperpigmentation around my mouth, and I feel like other areas I can still see my skin. Now, whilst I want a skin-like finish foundation, I would like to have some coverage. I want to see what the coverage is. So I'm gonna go in and build it up a little bit. Maybe see if I can get medium coverage, because right now I feel like I have really light coverage. So I'll build that up. To help me save time and much needed energy, I may not do my entire face on camera. Or should I, since I was trying to tell y'all about the last couple of months that I've had. The last part of last year has really had me like reeling, like just all over the place. Like, I've had to deal with a lot of stress in my personal life. And while stress doesn't cause Crohn's, stress most certainly doesn't help Crohn's. But I've just been really going through it. Like, it's just been from one thing to the next. I want to say the one consistent thing that I've had these last couple of months has been my husband, to keep me sane and to keep me focused and not let anyone or anything, you know, cause me undue stress, because Crohn's have that on lock. All right, so I built it up. Some more, and as you can see, this is the coverage I'm getting. It definitely, I'm now seeing the glow, I'm seeing the radiance. So if you don't like a glowy foundation, go for the matte version. I don't mind so much. I'm gonna see how it turns out once I set it and all that stuff. This is us, we are all blended. I don't feel like I have full coverage. It's not a full coverage foundation. I do feel like I have medium-ish coverage foundation. The area I had the most problems covering up was hyperpigmentation right around here, which I feel like I can still see peeking out a little bit, but I'm gonna fix that with concealer. I would say if you do have if you do have hyperpigmentation concern, maybe consider color correcting, because the coverage on this is not that much. But the finish is definitely a radiant and glowy finish. It does look very skin-like and very, very light. I feel like it looks skin-like. It definitely looks like my skin, but better. I am gonna put my concealer on. Concealer is not new. I know that there are some new concealers that these people drop. Just they're right over there. I want to review them separately. I'm going to use my McGrath concealer, and I'm going in with shade number 26. Shade 26 is my foundation shade in this concealer. This is one of my favorite concealers. Shade 26 is really close to my skin tone, so I don't think I'm going to get that much of a highlight. So I'm going to grab another shade. I don't want that much of a contour, so I'm going to use my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Cocoa. Alright, so we're going to talk about the brushes that I got from rèphr brushes. And this is their number 17 brush. I'm going to use this to blend out my contour. rèphr brushes are natural hair brushes. If you use natural hair brushes, you know the natural hair brushes can be quite expensive. But what I love about this brand is you do get the opportunity to purchase their brushes at a discounted rate, a steep discount. I think it's something like 40 or 50% off. And in return, you would go back on their website. I think it's about 60 days after you received the brush. So you've been using it for about 2 months. They want you to come back on their website and review the brush. And the purpose of the reviewing of their brushes is not just because they want to hear how you feel about the brushes, but they also want ideas. They want you to tell them, you know, what you liked about the brush, what you would change about the brush. And then they also look to their consumers to tell them what kind of brush they would like to see them come out with next. So I didn't receive a foundation brush from them, because when they sent out the stuff to me, it was at the end of the year. They had just had their Black Friday sale, so they didn't have everything in stock. But they did send me everything that they had in stock. They did come out with a new foundation brush. I'll insert it on the screen here, because I think it is back in stock now. So I'll insert it on the screen there in case anyone is interested in it. But I love that they want input and feedback from the consumer, and they make it affordable to buy their natural hair brushes. This brush here from Wayne Goss, I think it was like 92 or 96, somewhere around there. It's quite expensive. So we're not doing anything new, blending out my concealer. So I'm gonna fast that or cut it. Now this concealer blended on top of this foundation like butter. It really did. It was like boom boom. I do feel like I want my highlight areas to look a little bit brighter than they look right now. So I am gonna go in with a little bit more concealer. So this is the lighter shade. This brush is actually a really decent brush for contouring. It is not too firm, but it's also not too soft. It's like how some brushes, so I can find it. I have a brush that's supposed to be a contour brush, but it can be very flimsy, and I feel like it doesn't get the job done. But this brush here, it definitely gets the job done. And one thing I noticed with this particular brush, it's a natural hair brush, but it does not shed. So I've set my highlighted areas using my Tatcha Silk powder, as I said earlier. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to use this powder here from Dior. This is the Dior No Powder Face and Body, what is it called? Dior Backstage Face and Body No Powder Powder. Hey, they say it's a no powder powder. I don't know. To set my face, I'm going to use this brush here. This is another brush from rèphr. This is their number 30 brush. This brush is a newer brush to the line. This is one of the brushes that they launched as a part of their 2021 holiday collection. Now what I find with this brush is it doesn't pick product up well. It doesn't pick it up the way I would like it to pick it up. It's a really good size in that you can cover a lot, but like you gotta really dig into it to get anything out of it. So that's my take on this one here. But this one is also versatile in that you can use it not just as a brush, not just as a powder brush, but you can also use this brush to bronze. I have two fairly new items from Dior. I want to say I used these before, but I can't say 100% certainty if I used them on camera. So I'm going to use them today. The reason why I don't think I use them on camera is because once I use something on camera, I normally take them out of the packaging and get rid of it. So what I have is their, what did I have? So this is their bronzer. This is the Forever bronzer. Okay, I have it look like in the shade 8, which I'm sure is neutral. And then this is a luminizer or a highlighter, which I have in the shade number 4. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the highlighter. I've just really, if I'm going to use a highlighter, McGrath or nothing else. That's just me. I'm not saying you must understand you, that's me. Because I feel like highlighters, they emphasize texture. You know, as I said, I did have a few birthdays since I've been gone, so my skin is a little bit more mature. I am over 40. I can say this without hyperventilating. So I gotta be careful like what kind of powders I put on, what kind of highlighters I put on. I don't want it to be over emphasizing texture. Okay, so from the look of it, I haven't used this before. So this is what it looks like. Now this looks very cool tone compared to the bronzers I go for. And what I realized, I got this from Sephora, and when I was on the Dior website, I realized that Dior had more shades than what Sephora have. There's another shade that I saw on Dior's website that would have been perfect for me, but it's not what I have, so I gotta use what I have. This brush here from rèphr, it reminds me of this brush from Tom Ford. Although this brush is stiff as heck. No matter, I've had this brush for years now, and no matter how much I wash it, it still remains stiff, so it isn't ideal for me. I rarely use it. But to bronze, I think I'm gonna use, I'm gonna use this brush here to bronze. This brush is from Sigma. This is the Sigma F47 multitasker brush. I've used this brush a lot on my channel. So let's see how this is gonna look. I feel like it's very cool too. I'm gonna let you take a look at it in comparison. This is the Gucci bronzer that you guys know I love, and this is the one from Dior. As you can see, the one from Dior, it looks really cool tone. Let's see what they have on their website. As I was saying, Sephora did not have all of the bronzers that Dior came out with, and I wasn't aware of that when I got this from Sephora. They have shade number 7, which is a golden bronze. And looking at this on the picture, I'm telling you, this is that nice warm bronzer that I like. This bronzer, I'm not gonna lie, this looks more like a contour for me. So I'm gonna give it a try, see, and if I don't like it, then I'm gonna go over top of it with something else. So this brush here, you've seen me use this brush, I believe mostly I use this brush for foundation, but it is a multitasking brush, and the way it is shaped, it is perfect for hugging your cheeks to bronze. I mean, it's showing up, but I just feel like it's showing up more like a contour on me than it is a bronzer. I don't like contour powders. I don't contour using contour powders. Sephora could have said something. They could have said, we don't have your shade. We didn't get everything. Dior decided not to send us everything. They could have said that. It was the same thing with the luminizer that I said I'm probably not gonna use. It's the exact same thing. She look alright, but I will warm my face up. Alright, so I'm bronzed. To warm my face a little bit, I did use a little bit of my Gucci bronzer because I feel like the Dior bronzer, the shade, it's not Dior, it's the shade, right? I just got the wrong shade, it's not their fault. So I probably will try to get this in the correct shade. Now, we is gonna move on to blushing. I have not used a pink blush in a minute, so I took out 2 pink blushes from McGrath. They both have pink hues to them, but as you can see, this one here is more pinker, and I think this one's gonna be more black girl friendly. I believe this one could look a little bit ashy on me. I don't know if you guys can see, but this one here is definitely more pink corally, whereas this one is more like a baby soft pink, which I think could come across a little bit, you know. And I'm gonna use this brush right here. This is the rèphr 05 brush. And this picks up product really well. I don't understand why the powder brush, why it doesn't pick product up as well as the other brushes do. They pick product up really well. This is a very pretty pink. Oh yeah, she's pretty. She is, but you know, I want to slowly build her up before I go blush crazy. You see me do that a time or two. And I notice y'all be awkward, so y'all don't say nothing. That's good. I'm gonna pop off camera. You know how the story goes. You know the drill. I'm gonna pop off camera. I'm gonna do a little something to my eyelids. I don't know what yet, but it'll be a little something. And then I'm gonna come back and we are going to talk about this foundation. I will see you guys in one minute. I was gonna say it in another language. 1 minute. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. All right. So I am finished, and this is the look we came up with. For it being my first day back, I think I did pretty well. I've been sitting down for a minute though. I think I started at 1 or 1:30, and it's now 3:06. So I've been sitting down for a minute for someone who shouldn't be sitting down this long. I'm gonna give you my initial thoughts and impressions on this foundation right here, the Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation, and I have shade 6W on. Right off the bat, I'm impressed that they have 40 shades, and I'm also impressed that all of the dark shades are not neutral. They actually have warm shades for those of us who are dark but have a warm golden undertone. So for that, I'm impressed. And I think the foundation, the finish is exactly what I was expecting. It is a glowy finish, but it's not greasy. So it's that nice balance. Now they say it's gonna be a 24-hour wear foundation. Y'all know we don't do 24-hour wear foundations over here on Bernie Playing with Makeup, because in real life, you don't wear foundations for 24 hours. I'm gonna try to go to 7, 6 o'clock, somewhere around there, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. I'm quite interested to find out why this one didn't get that much hype amongst people of color. I wasn't sure what to expect. You guys now like to watch the videos, see what they say, and then see what the brand says, and then we put it to the test to find out the real tea. So that's about it, guys. I'm so happy that you were able to join me for what I hope is gonna be my first weekly video. I'm going to try 1 video a week to start off with, just because I am not back to 100%. I'm nowhere near back at 100%. So I want to kind of pace myself, and as I said, I do have a lot of other stuff going on. We are getting ready to launch a new business. Actually, we did launch one, we're getting ready to launch another one. So I have a lot of other stuff going on. I have to pace myself so I don't get sick and don't end up taking a hiatus that was this long, because this has really been the longest I've been away from YouTube. And I really have missed you guys. I did want to mention something. I know you guys may want to see my thoughts and views on foundations, and not because I don't have them, but because Crohn's don't want me to do my review. I'm not able to get my review up. So there's this YouTube I've been watching. In most foundations, we are the same shade. She does a very good job with her reviews. So I would recommend, if you're waiting and you don't see me anywhere to be found, and you want to know how a foundation performs, or you want to try to figure out which shade is your shade, I'll recommend her channel to you. I'm going to put a link to her channel in the description bar. So if you're interested, you could go over there and check it out. Y'all, so let me forget. I was gonna let me forget to tell y'all how I feel about the rougher brushes that I use. This is not sponsored by Raid. They did give me the brushes that I use, but my opinion is in no way swayed by whether it's gifted, sponsored, or what. My opinion is my opinion. My opinion is based on how products perform, period. If you're someone who likes natural hair brushes and you're looking to buy natural hair brushes at an affordable price, I would definitely recommend you check out the link in the description bar that will take you to Rèphr. Their brushes are really nice. I am back and it is not 7 o'clock. It's not 8 o'clock. It is 4:38. I think I left at 3. Right about now, my stomach is killing me. My Crohn's is like, you like to try and test me, but I'm gonna show you. Cause I told Crohn's this morning, I'm on your run, leave me alone, go over there, go bother with someone else. Concentrate to kindly die. So right now I am in a lot of pain and I'm gonna need to lay down. I'm gonna need to take medication, and the meds I take is gonna make me go to sleep. And I hate sleeping with makeup on. Number 1, it's not good for my skin, and number 2, my husband has super sensitive skin. I don't know if we can call this a wear test or what, but it's 4:38. I want to say I started around 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30. It's about 4 hours or 3 hours since I've had it on. And what I've noticed just in this little short amount of time that I've had it on is the foundation is definitely, it's still glowy. It's a glowy foundation, but it's not oily. It doesn't look like I need to blot. I'm really not nice because I'm in pain. My nose is the part of my face that's gonna get oiliest the quickest. So it's gonna be my nose and then right around my nose. That's what's gonna get oiliest the quickest. And in person, right around here, looks really good. I'm happy I was able to film this video. When you have Crohn's disease, it's a daily fight. It really is. It's a fight where you feel like every morning you're like, I'm gonna win this battle today. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna go in my studio and I'm gonna win. I'm gonna go to the office and I'm gonna get work done. That is how I feel every morning when I wake up. Well, most mornings when I wake up. I think I might have mentioned in a video before that I can tell what kind of day I'm gonna have. I normally wake up around 5 o'clock. I take a cocktail of medication that helps me to sleep at night. And like clockwork, around 5 o'clock they wear off. And when they wear off, I wake up. I wake up in pain. And that's when I have to take a painkiller. If I don't fall asleep within 5 minutes of having taken a painkiller, I already know what kind of day I'm going to have. I'm going to have a bad day. I'm gonna have a painful day. These last months, on mornings when I would wake up, and this is of course if I'm not in the hospital, on mornings when I would wake up, if I feel like, okay, I took my painkiller and I went back to sleep, I would feel like, okay, this can be my day. I'm gonna be able to get some work done, either filming or some of my other work. I'm gonna get some work done. And today actually was the first day that I was able to accomplish that. I woke up, I want to say around 6 o'clock or 5:30. I took my pain meds and I fell asleep. I was trying not to fall asleep. I wanted to start early. I wanted to start filming earlier. So I was trying not to fall asleep, but I did doze off, and then hubby woke me up about 8 o'clock, which was perfect. So I'm like, okay, this is good. It's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna, you know, go take my shower and get ready. And I was feeling really good. I'm still feeling good, even though I was unable to do the whole 9-hour day thing. I am recovering from this miserable disease. So the fact that I was able to sit down and actually do a video, I'm gonna take that as a W. So with that, we have reached the end of our video. As always, guys, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I do appreciate it. If you have not yet done so, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. That does help me here on YouTube. And if you are not yet a Bernie babe, come on, become a Bernie babe. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, guys, please be safe.